The first video I made about Mount Shasta was from my trip in December 1st for my birthday, and I went there because I felt like I was being called for some reason. After reading about Lemuria, I felt connected to that civilization, and then I read Telos.
Okay, so what brought me to Mount Shasta was definitely a calling, for sure. The mountains were calling. So during my Reiki Master certification, I was doing my meditations, and during my attunements, I saw mountains, and that I needed to come. So then I saw that Melissa, she was there for her birthday, and I was like, oh, that's so amazing. I watched her video on her experience at Mount Shasta, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that sounds so amazing. Like, when is my calling? Like, when is my time? Just like it came perfect timing for me to be here right now. So it's 12/22, December 22nd, 2018, and it is a very important portal, that energy portal that is brought down to Earth from the higher realms, and we are here together to experience that, and we did.
It's a full moon.
Oh, it is? Oh my gosh, it's a full moon, and yesterday was the winter solstice.
Yes.
So
Very powerful.
crazy powerful energies here. We became friends on Instagram. We started following each other on Instagram about maybe 2 years ago, like roughly 2 years ago. And coincidentally, it was the start of my awakening and Melissa's awakening process. She always tells me things whenever, like, I do something great within these past 2 years, and we've never physically truly like met each other yet.
We've like always felt like some
connection,
and
we're always like replying to each other's Instagram stories or our posts, or commenting and like tagging each other and stuff.
Just drawn to each other, like inspiring. Yes. I found her page before I became a Reiki healer. It inspired me to be a Reiki healer and to look into that. So that, and now meeting right now, we're finally finding out why that is.
Like today was the first time ever that we physically met. Like in the physical real, physically met. Like in the physical real, physically met. Like in the physical real, in this lifetime on Earth. Was our first meeting was here at Mount Shasta, and the mountain is definitely calling us. It was calling us both to be here at this special time together, and we are needed right now to raise the frequencies of Earth, and that's why she brought us here, and that's why me and Mel, we followed our hearts, and we do sound crazy sometimes and all that stuff, but then it just brought us here into this moment, and why we're making this video.
Our heart here.
Super intrigued by Paul, and like, you know, he's from Venus, and once you meet him, which I hope you all will, if you're watching this video, you're definitely called to come and meet so Paul.
Special.
He's very special. He said that this is his first life on Earth, that he's been, you know, many different places, but he's from Venus, and that is his home. And he's here to help raise the frequencies of Earth. First saw Paul, I was like, oh, he looks like a normal, like a human, you know, like a person. Until like you really talk to him, and he makes everything real. He makes everything real for you. Everything you say or any questions you have, he answers them. And at the end of the day, from what I got from Paul is, we're all equal, we're all brothers and sisters, and we're all on our own paths, finding where we came from in order to go where we have to go, like truly from our hearts. By having your heart expand, you are already raising the vibration and the frequency of Earth from you being there and you doing that. And so it was just amazing to learn from him, and how to anchor love, and how to send it to people, send it to yourself, and most importantly, send it to Earth, because we're all ascending right now. And so the first portal we went to was the Joy portal.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The Joy portal. So actually, before we even went to the Joy portal, on the way there in the car, I was about to say, like, I think I'm not going to be able to stop smiling this whole trip, but I never ended up saying it. It was just a thought. And then when he said he was taking us to the Joy portal, I was like, oh, how perfect, because we were both so joyous, and we were just looking with like childlike eyes at everything.
That was where Paul told us about himself and like where he came from. And then he also told us where we came from. I personally have Arcturian ancestry, so my family I have very close connections with the Arcturian Council, or the Arcturian family, not the Arcturian Council, that's like the government. but Arcturians, that is my place, and I think that is my home of origin.
Definitely is. When Paul looked at you and said that, I burst out crying.
I know you did. Oh my gosh, he was literally crying.
I felt
when he
the
said that to
realness
me.
of it, and I looked at you and saw you as an Arcturian being, and I started bawling, and I have not cried that hard like in so long, but it was like powerful tears. I just was witnessing something so powerful. Her connecting to her Arcturian roots, and that was just beautiful.
When we were with him, we did go into another dimension. We went higher. We went to the 5th dimension, and it's crazy. It's crazy to say, but we did.
I know.
It was just. This is really just the start. This is the total start of us, of like what we have to do on this
This is
earth.
the very beginning, first trip, and there's gonna be so much more to come.
Then the next portal we went to was the
There's something
temple. It was the
Oh,
temple.
okay.
We went to the Temple of Union. That was the first time where we actually went into the snow on our snow hike. Because the Joy portal was still on the ground,
yeah,
where
there was no snow.
snow. And that elevation, I think, was like around 4,420. I saw it was like 420 elevation.
I always see that number.
So I was like, okay, we're at 4,000 elevation. There wasn't snow yet, but then we got higher and we went to the Bunny Flat. We ended up we parked up. We went up the mountain, and then we ended up parking at the Bunny Flat, which there's an upper and a lower. So we went to the lower one. The lower Bunny Flat was where we experienced the Temple of Union. So we went down a little trek, maybe like I want to say just like a quarter of a mile.
Yes.
When we got there, you can just automatically feel like a difference, like a shift in the forest.
Oh my god, yes.
You could physically even see the trees different, like the difference of trees. Like, you know, when you go into a forest, you can see like, okay, like there's trees. But when you go like into Mount Shasta, you'll see. We went to a couple portals, but like you'll notice like the vortex of energy that comes from these portals, because they physically, the trees physically
become alive.
They come alive, but you can see like they have like a swervy kind of structure. Like a normal tree is like this, or like sideways, but it actually has curves. Like, it's so crazy how it's almost like in a spirally curve. It was like a perfect direction of curve, not like kind of like it was meant to be. Like all these trees around, like they all have different personalities, and you can just feel that energy coming, radiating from those circles. So we went.
Really can.
Yeah, so we went to the Temple of Union, and before you get to that portal, there's actually a guardian that is there.
So this is Doorway to Light Vortex Portal on Mount Shasta. This is a guardian. You can see he has an energy.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
What this Temple of Union is that it's not there that you can see. Like there's rocks, and in that area, you can't literally see a temple, but it is held with the frequency that a Lemurian temple was there in time, and it still holds that vibration and that frequency.
You can definitely feel it.
Yes. Like, it was calling us crazy because we sat there for a while. Even Paul was like eating his snacks.
Oh, he was just enjoying watching the magic in our eyes. And
Yes.
when we first set eyes on the rock, you could feel, just like you said, the shift in energy. That rock was emanating such a powerful energy that it took your like presence and your awareness. Like you just had to stare at it in all its glory. And then we kind of like ran off like little kids in the snow and like kind of followed like our intuition into certain spots. Where
And
did
it's
you
so
end up
powerful.
going?
It was so powerful that we had to, it sounds crazy, but like hug it and hold it and like feel it like with our
Yeah.
own hands and like embrace it.
Yes, that was beautiful.
And it sounds crazy to see like some chicks like hugging some snow trees, but like really though, it's another feeling.
They hug back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you hug someone you love and you feel that warm embrace. That's what you
Wow.
get back when you hug the trees in the forest.
That is a beautiful. That's a beautiful way of saying it.
You see smiles. They're smiling. They're reaching out to you. When we exited the forest,
They literally
They're
were
waving
saying
bye.
bye. Like these trees were literally in the form of like greeting us, like hi and bye, and their presence was just so warm. You could feel it.
oh, so Paul was saying that the spirits, the Lemurians, the Arcturians, all that, they sometimes they embody their spirits in these plants, in the snow, in the space in between the leaves of the trees, and that's how it's embodied. So when we're seeing those things, we're seeing their spirit embodied in those plants and stuff.
Definitely. So, what kind of spirit embodiments did you see?
It was so funny. I saw mostly like Yetis. So the first time, my first trip, I heard about the Yetis only in the Telos book, never even heard about it at all. I didn't know that was a real creature yet until I read about it in Telos, and I knew everything in that book in my heart I felt to be true. So I got excited about that. And then I at the end, before I left on my last trip, I wanted to see one, and I was trying to feel their presence, and I never got anything. But this trip, I started seeing them in the trees. So I'll put up the pictures and you guys will actually see the exact resemblance, and it's really trippy. And it was very cool. And then I saw a lion, a huge lion
Oh my gosh,
head.
like literally a lion.
And it even down to the little whisker pricks. It had like little whisker pricks. It had every. I'll
Eyes,
show you
the
guys.
nose.
Yeah, it was crazy. So that reminded me of like
It
the
was
energy
probably
of the
like-
Lionsgate portal.
The size of the ceiling right here, like
Yeah.
from there to
It was like the head of Oz in like the Wizard of Oz, like the big
Oh,
green head. It was like that
yeah.
big.
Oh my gosh.
And then what did you see? You saw, so she saw different. So I don't know what it has to do with, but we were seeing different things in the plants and trees. So I saw Yeti, abominable snowman, and a lion, and just smiley faces on trees, and a lot of little gnome things. Lots of gnomes with big noses in the trees, and then you saw completely different things.
Yes, what did I see? Because I have one that. Oh, okay. So, I personally the embodiments of unicorns. That sounds crazy,
That's
right?
so magical. I'm jealous.
That's so crazy.
I got like Bigfoot and you've got a magical unicorn.
No, like I don't even really care. I didn't think that I cared for unicorns.
I didn't think I cared for Bigfoots and
Right.
gnomes.
So then I saw some unicorns definitely, and then fairies definitely. I feel I have a connection to the fairy world for sure.
You said that before when we were walking in. You're like, I want to see fairies,
Yeah.
and you got to see them.
And then Paul, he took us to this beautiful fairy portal where it literally like it's these trees that are in a circle, and that was like the world of fairies. Like that's where they enter our dimension, and they can come out. You can see them. Paul says that there's plenty of people that go to the forest and they literally see these fairies. They take pictures of them. I'm pretty sure they have conversations.
All these magical creatures that sometimes they make us think are fake, they're actually real, but they're fifth
so
dimensional.
real.
They're not real in the sense that they're like physical in our 3D existence. They're fifth dimensional.
But they are here on Earth. Like they live here. Like Like, they're living in 2018, just like we're living in 2018. The only difference is that if we're in 3D and they're in 5D, and in order for us to see them, we have to vibrate on almost on that same frequency. So they kind of meet us. They meet us like 20. They go down 25%, but we really have to go that 75.
Yeah, they won't go down any further.
They won't. They'll still go down to maybe a 4th dimension, but we have to raise our frequencies to go higher. And the more we do it, the quicker it is to access it, the more clear we get, just like the overall better of a person we are. And that's the goal.
And that's how you access the 5th dimensional consciousness.
Is through meditation and grounding yourself and really feeling. Once you're grounded, you start to focus and feel through your heart. And that's the only thing that, in the mountain, that's the only way that I was able to see things, was I opened my heart chakra. And you literally, you just put an awareness in your mind and you open your heart. It just happens. You can do it right now. Like, just like that. You have that power to do that. And once you start knowing you can do that and you do that and you apply it, then you start having crazy freaking things like seeing fucking fairies. Like, that sounds crazy.
And that was only because we had open hearts. If we walked into the forest and we would have been like, oh no, that stuff's not real, and we were closed off to it, we wouldn't have been able to have that magical gift. It was because our hearts were open and pure. And
they want us to see them. Like, they're not gonna show themselves to someone who's not a believer, who doesn't want to see them, because the reason why we're in 3rd dimension is because, like, we feel that we have a superior over other beings and other species, when really we're all here working together. So all these 5D things living on Earth, we're not privileged enough to see them because we're vibrating so low. And we can raise the frequency through our meditation and through our hearts, but we have to clear our bodies as well, like through water and diet. Like, truly the meaning of this video is to get everyone to awaken and do those processes in order for you to, like, see some crazy magical things, like be in this kind of experience. And this is like not the end, this is just the beginning. This is the total beginning for us. Why I have to be here on Mount Shasta is because Saint Germain told me that I am needed to totally bring a mass population to awaken. I don't even know a word. It's literally like this, like, open your eyes, you know, and see. Like, of course there's veils that we need to unveil and clear up the fog.
When we were, like, in the 5th dimension last time, like Paul said, I was listening to my mind, and I was like, I don't know if I was in the 5th dimension. I don't think so. That's when your mind starts to creep in. So you have to get back into your heart-based awareness and feel it. And so I was thinking too much and thinking, no, that wasn't the 5th dimension, but this trip. Paul and Jasmine helped me realize to trust my intuition and to trust what I was seeing and to open my heart and actually believe we really were in the 5th dimensional consciousness, and we had, like, eyes of joy, and it was like a different world. So just open your heart so that you can experience that 5th dimensional love frequency.
Because that's the only way. But back to the second portal, so the Temple of Union.
It's a place where all kinds of Arcturians, Venusians, Pleiadians, everyone was coming here, and this was a place to bring them together into the Federation of Light, to the Brotherhood of Light. And so the Venusians had a lot to do with it, and so I was here during this time, and I was here as light. I was here in this 5th dimension or 7th, and I remember being here and working with the Atlanteans and the Lemurians and all of them, everyone, the Arcturians, here. And this is why I found this place here.
It was very beautiful because that was our first meditation for all 3 of us.
Oh yeah.
And that was the first time where we experienced the 5D, actually.
Yes.
That was the first time. And it was amazing because when we were doing our guided meditations and coming back, like, to the mountain, when I opened my eyes, I literally almost forgot, like, where I was. Like, whoa, I forgot I was in snow. Like,
Yeah.
I'm on a mountain. And it's just because we literally transport, like, to another place. It sounds so powerful. It literally sounds like a prayer every time, like, he talks. But he was just saying some things like, oh, how beautiful, like, wow, the power. Like, you could feel the power between you two. So when he was like that, we literally were like, oh, what are crystals?
I had two, and she had one, so it was like the power of three.
Yeah, so I
and
had
we
my
kind of
one
like
crystal.
put the tips of them all together, and we're like shooting them
And
up.
then, yeah, that energy Paul must have literally physically saw. So that's the thing with Paul, is like he
was
physically
narrating
see
it, and he was like, "Look at that energy shooting into the sky."
I can see it. I see it.
And it was like motivating us. We're like, "Yes."
It was amazing, and then he even had to come, and he had to come, and he had to be part of that energy too. So it was
we all
amazing.
hugged.
We had the three of us. We were all holding each other, and we were anchoring love down into the earth.
Yeah.
Breathing it in
through our heart, and then breathe out and feel that energy coming out of our heart out into the universe and the world.
Yes, at that point, at that portal, at that time, that was needed. And that's so crazy that we were there. There was no snow prints of anyone. Paul tells us no one knows where that place is at, except for only a certain few that have been there, and other guides.
The ones who are meant to be there.
Yes. So that is so powerful to know that of all these beings in the world, that Saint Germain wanted me and Melissa to be here together and meet for the first
special.
time.
On Mount Shasta.
Yes, on Mount Shasta, to meet for the first time, but also to heal together at the same time. Like, our first time meeting is our first time healing together, and that is amazing.
It was like a sacred reuniting.
Definitely. And from what Paul said, and from my meditations from Saint Germain, was that we've been sisters in different lifetimes, and we've probably traveled. We probably will travel in our lifetimes together, and that's probably why we're here now.
So
Born on the same day, just different months.
Yes, the first. That's very.
There's just, you'll start to have, everything will come together once you start opening and feeling and healing with your heart.
Yeah, we've been vibrating together for 2 years till the energy couldn't take it anymore, and it flung us together on Mount Shasta.
Yes, and we come from two different places. Like, she lives in Sacramento, and I live in Temecula. I don't know if you guys know where that is, but that's like 30 minutes away from San Diego. So San Diego to Sacramento is about like a 7-8 hour drive, maybe.
So we journeyed here. I journeyed 3.5 hours, and you journeyed 10 hours to make it here.
Because she was that powerful. The calling is that powerful. And when you listen to your heart, that's all you can hear. So.
And those of you watching this video should be feeling the call right about now.
Yes.
We were driving. I'm like, so Paul, what portals are you going to take us to? Are you going to take us to the same ones as last time? And then he's like, no, I'm taking you guys to, and he started listing them off. Then when he got to the third one, he said he's taking us to the Telos portal. And I'm like, God.
He didn't even say the Telos part. He said, we're going to Telos.
Oh.
It wasn't even like they're Telos. We're going to Telos.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
What?
Like at first, but Paul kept reminding me, no, we're really in the 5th dimension. We really are going into Telos. Telos portal. And got there. I think what we did is we all put our crystals into the snow at first. I kept plopping into the snow and trying to, like, Paul was saying, get more information.
Remember the second portal? You kept on dropping it?
Oh yeah, they kept trying to get in the snow.
Yeah.
And they're Lemurian crystals. These are like their home, so they're like getting back their information. Anyway, so we did that, and then we all laid down and started instantly meditating. At first, when we were getting into the guided meditation,
shit, I got nothing.
like I sat there and was listening and was waiting, and he's like, so we're at an elevator, and he's like, we're at the green, do you remember? It was like the green
button.
The green button. So we pressed the green button. Oh, T for Telos.
Yeah.
And right when he said that, and he opened the door, and is, do not expect whatever is meant to happen will happen, and have an open heart and embrace whatever happens. And so I was waiting, I was like, all of a sudden, the second I made that mental shift, saying, just have an open heart, don't expect, and don't be mad if you don't get what you're wanting. Don't want anything. Keep an open heart. Then when that mental shift happened, then Adama was actually there, and he started to, not with words, but it was kind of like unspoken, like, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And I was thinking, and I was like, I remember reading in the Telos books, they have like gardens, they have certain things, and we were kind of rushing, so I do remember kind of wanting to see something, but I forgot what it was, and by the time we came out of the meditation, I forgot, but
That happens to me all the time when I meditate.
Really?
And then I just had it. Like, where did it go?
Oh, wow.
I was just meditating, and then how did I lose it 2 seconds later? But that's how I feel too.
So then I thought I had nothing, and I didn't realize what I saw, and seeing Adam, I didn't realize that was real till after she told her story, and then Paul said something. So then she tells her amazing vision.
No,
and
it was not amazing. It was like, well, it was amazing.
Visit.
It was very amazing being there in that presence, but honestly, it was like there wasn't enough time, and I felt
rushed.
And the thing is that we read this book Telos before we got there, and I think that's why we came to Telos, is because we knew about it. We already knew most of the city structure, or how it came to be, and where it was, and not just it's a lost civilization or lost city. It's still very real, to today. So when I was reading that story, or when I read this book, it talks about a lot of intention, and go before you go to sleep, have an intention to go visit Telos. So for this past week, I've kind of been doing that, and I totally don't ever remember when I wake up that I go to Telos or anywhere in Lemuria, but I do have some kind of recollection, just a little bit. And what's it called? So then when I was in the meditation, when we did go once we were literally at the Telos portal and doing our meditation to go inside, when we did go inside, I went up to the elevator, right? Pressed T for Telos, went down 10 levels, all the way down to Mount Shasta. As soon as the door opened, I just looked down, and it was like Mount Shasta that was not have snow. Just like a beautiful, clear, sunny day on Mount Shasta is what Telos looked like to me. So then I was just standing there, and I felt like I was kind of blocked too, in a way, like, well, what's next? Like, where do I go? Like I'm here, like, let's go, let's keep going. But then I had to, like, just like Mel said, like, remember, like, you're coming from the heart. When you're coming from here, it's like, where, like, come on, like, I gotta see it, like, I'm here, I'm in Telos, I only have this much time, like, the sun's going down, like, I have to come here, you know. So once I started to slowly shut my mind off and more with my heart, you could literally feel your heart expand when you do that. Then Adama came up, and he held his hand out, and I was holding his hand, and we were walking around. I was walking around the forest, and I thought that maybe it was my mind playing tricks on me, but I didn't say it because I didn't want to sound crazy. Yeah. But I did see, like, a spacecraft, like, in the forest, though, like, just like if it was in a parking lot, like if it was parked, like there was just like a spacecraft parked. That's what it looked like to me. So then I was like, well, okay, I've seen this. I want to see the library. Take me to your grand library. And then I could only get, like, little glimpses of it, but it was just like a beautiful, huge, like, of books, kind of like, you can't see it, but, like, you know, this ladder.
Yeah.
Like a ladder of, like, books just everywhere, but, like, holographic books, like,
library.
Yeah, like crystally, like, looking. It's not like if you were to see a book, it's just dense, but it's like this, but like glistening. Yes, but like books upon books, and then we had to leave. We had to get through back our meditation. But then when Paul asked how was it, the first thing I said was, this was not my first time. Like it was.
I remember you saying that, and that's when I was like, damn.
It was amazing, but it's not like I had to go to that port. It's not like I had to go on that hike to be there, and I think I needed that. I definitely need that. I needed to know, like, I don't have to come all the way to the mountain and go specifically in one spot just to get there.
That's beautiful that you said that.
Yes, because we can all get there in our dreams.
That is so beautiful, because some people can't make it to Mount Shasta.
Yeah.
And they want to experience or feel a connection with this too.
And it all just takes practice. Like, I'm still not even remembering my dreams. I just started this last week. But the one thing that I do remember from my dreams is that Ra Maru always keeps coming up in my mind. After, like, when I fell asleep for like 2 to 3 days, I would always keep on seeing it, like Ra Maru. And I guess but that is the king of Telos. And I just have to now channel and set my intention tonight. Really, truly communicate. I have to set the intention and ask Ra Maru, what is it that you want me to know? Because I keep only seeing you, or I keep seeing your name, like, in my head all the time. So that was really our trip, and I think after that, for sure, my message was just to bring back all that love that I got in the energy, and just be that when I'm back home in Temecula. And when I embody that, then the life path that I'm supposed to live will just happen. And the people that I'm supposed to heal, or that's supposed to be in my space, my sacred space, they will come. So this is totally a homecoming, and definite clear message, like, just go with the flow, like, always just live from here. That's the only thing that we can say.
That's the message I got today, besides trusting your intuition and just open your heart. Like, live with an open heart. And the whole message for this trip for me was listen to your intuition and don't doubt your intuition. We really got to experience Telos because we opened our heart. If we would have doubted it with our mind, we would have not experienced it, or we would have played it off as not a true experience. But it was very real, and we got to visit the 5th dimension in Telos, and that is the most special thing. That's what I've been wanting, and it's what I wanted last time to happen. It didn't happen, and it got to happen with my sister this trip, and we got to go together.
I know, and this is like our first time meeting. That was so beautiful. I think that's so crazy.
And I didn't get to go last time when I was by myself.
What do you mean?
I didn't get to go to Telos last time. It didn't happen. I only got to do it like with you. Oh, it was so powerful.
So
sisterhood.
Us following our hearts has brought us together. So I hope that this video has brought you guys some clarity on Mount Shasta, and hopefully soon you'll be having some powerful messages and synchronicities and things that you just can't even, and some things you just can't even, like, just describe, because it's just literally, like, it's just our angels just guiding us.
Yes.
So we also have our crystals too.
These were the crystals that we held up. And we're gonna add in so many pictures and videos from everything we're talking about, so it could feel like you guys were right there.
These are Lumerian crystals.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. I think this was, like, one of the very first things that has brought me to, like, back to my Lumerian roots. So then I asked my Reiki master when I got it what this was, and she definitely said it was a Lumerian quartz crystal. But what's really cool is, like, if
you look on these right here, all these little edges, if you place your thumb during meditation on each one, you'll actually go back to an event and timeline from Lemuria. Because what all of these are, like what a crystal holds, it even tells you in the book, this holds, it has all, like, the information and, like, history and records and possible, like, technology data in a crystal from Telos. So all this advanced technology, all this information is placed in here. But it's not like we can physically see it because we're 3-dimensional. But it's all stored in crystals. And this is a Lemurian one. That whole world
Could be this big.
yes. That's it. I feel like we have to talk about social media.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's this video. Like, we just want to bring, like, the light of Mount Shasta back, and also you can feel the light of Mount Shasta when we talk about these videos, and we just want to bring that light back with us and inspire you guys to want to check out Mount Shasta if you're drawn to it. And
So I felt like, okay, both of us, we're not sure what the calling was, but we both got the calling that social media is definitely our platform and a platform that everyone has to and should use in order to like inform people about this. Because like there's not a TV show or like a TV channel about Mount Shasta or about Ascended Masters.
Yeah, it's
like,
hard to find this information.
Or even anything about ascending or reawakening, and it's really on us to do the research and to really trust what we're watching, and that's where intuition comes into play. And we're really here to really help and raise the frequency and the vibration. I say that so many times, I can't reiterate it enough, but that's truly why we're here. We're trying to help you become the best and the highest you can ever be. We are trying to get you to ascend to your higher self, because that's what we're trying to do. And
we're all on the path of just ascending and learning.
Definitely. And since we're all on that path, like everything is evolving. We're all growing, and like social media is a huge platform, and probably like the #1 fastest way of communication for all light workers is through social media.
That's how we found each other.
Yes.
We need a community. We need community on social media, because it's hard to go through this ascension process, and it's even confusing for us. We don't know what the heck we're doing either, so we all need each other.
Definitely. And that's
it.
it.
It still goes, but it closes, I think.